Hello from Olympia. I don't know what the weather is like where you're at, but it is a brisk 37 degrees as I stand next to the Tivoli fountain, which is right in front of the Capitol. As you can tell, spring is trying to get here. There are flowers coming up everywhere. Yet at the same time, winter just does not want to relinquish control. In a similar sense, that's our spiritual climate here. God is showing up and moving in so many different ways all across our state. At the same time, the forces of evil just do not want to relinquish control. Yet, spring will come.
Since our last update, we have enjoyed a beautiful Christmas season and a mild winter. We wrapped up our second evangelistic outreach to every legislator and legislative assistant just before the 2026 session convened in January. Then a third evangelistic outreach was just completed a week ago to all the representatives and senators who serve in rural districts. An excellent book written by a longtime pastor in rural Washington was presented to all these legislators over the course of several weeks. Recently, I was asked to give the invocation before the Senate in one of their sessions. I took this picture as it seemed to portray not only our weather, but the general fog of woke politics that hangs over our Capitol. Our Christian lawmakers often feel so discouraged as they spend so much of their efforts simply trying to stop the many harmful anti-biblical bills that are increasingly pushed forward into law. Relationships are continually being developed with legislators and their assistants, as well as Capitol security staff and other officials. One particular legislative assistant who had been receiving our weekly email Bible studies, recently reached out to me. We met at the Capitol, and they described their desire to make their heart right with God after 20 years of turning their back on Him after being hurt in a church. We talked, prayed, followed up, and they are now attending church again and daily reading their new Bible that they had purchased. Also, developing relationships with solid Bible-teaching pastors across the state is another aspect of what I do throughout the year. I encourage them to come and give the invocation over the Senate or House chambers before a session, as that means a great deal to our Christian legislators who don't often hear the name of Jesus in the types of prayers offered before them. I also encourage them to identify a person in their church family who would be willing and competent to lead a Bible study for their municipal leaders of their city and even county. Capitol Ministries will train individuals to do just that. If you know of someone who would be interested in finding out more concerning that, just contact me and I will get them connected. Discipling local government leaders makes a big impact as many of them become state leaders in the future. Traveling to churches, legislative district offices across the state throughout the year allows me to enjoy the beauty that is Washington and gives me a chance of sharing a bit of that with you. Thank you for praying for our work here. And for those who are able, thank you for financially investing in seeing the light of the gospel increasingly dispel darkness throughout our state. Thank you.